morning everyone, welcome to the point. In this video we will study about what treasury bills are. So first we'll start with the definition of treasury bills. Whenever the government goes out of fund, that is they don't have money and needs fund, so they need to raise it from the market. It has two sources. First is treasury bills and the other is government securities. We'll discuss as what is the difference between the treasury bills and the government securities. So when the government is looking for short-term loans, then it resorts to treasury bills. So basically the difference lies here only, that these treasury bills has a maturity of less than 1 year. So whenever the government is in need of short-term funds, it goes for treasury bills, and if it is 1 year and above, so it goes for the government securities, or called the dated securities. Fine. Now treasury bills are short-term borrowing instruments of the government of India or by central authority of any country, which enable investors to park their short-term surplus funds while reducing their market risk. They are auctioned by RBI at regular intervals and issued at discount to face value. So usually we invest money or we park surplus money with government or the banks in order to earn interest over it, right? Now what happens in this treasury bills is, let's suppose I'll explain by this example. So if we go to bank and deposit 100 rupees, so and assuming 6% is the prevailing rate of interest, now how much do you expect to get after a year is 106 rupees, right? Since 6% was the rate of interest, 6% of 100 rupees is 6, so 106 in total you will get at the end of 1 year. In case of treasury bill, what happens is, it does not give an interest rate like this. Let's suppose if the prevailing rate of interest is 6%, so of 100, 6% comes to 6 rupees. Now what the government does is, it will just collect 94 rupees from you, and at the time of redemption they will give you 100 rupees. So it exactly amounts to the same thing, that on 100 rupees you are getting 6% rate of interest, that is rupees 6. So at the time of issuing the treasury bills, government will ask you to deposit rupees 94 per treasury bill, but what they will write is that they have issued you a bill of 100 rupees each. I hope this interest part is clear to you, that it does not give interest over and above 100 rupees, rather it just collects whatever the prevailing rate of interest is. You just deduct it from the main amount and the rest it collects. In this case 94 rupees, but on redemption the government will return you back 100 rupees. Fine. Next slide says, it talks about when it was issued first and how many types of them are prevailing in India. So first is, it is first time issued in 1917, and there are 3 active treasury bills issued by the government. So one is for the maturity is 91 days. After 91 days you will get the money back. The next is 182 and third one is 364. One more point I would like to tell you is that it is just the central government which issues the treasury bill. State governments are not yet allowed to issue treasury bills or raise the money through treasury bills. It is just the central government which can raise the money through this treasury bills. Bank uses treasury bills to place them with RBI and to get money under appropriations also. So what happens is, when the treasury bills are issued, individuals purchase it, commercial banks, cooperative banks. So if you remember that commercial banks are supposed to maintain CRR and SLR, right? In case of SLR, they have to maintain the cash or cash equivalents. So one of the form to maintain this cash equivalents is government securities or the T-bills. Now these are the same T-bills which we talked about in the SLR video, that these T-bills, it could be these any one of these are eligible to be maintained under the SLR quota of the commercial banks. Fine. So, moving on to the next slide, says who can buy the treasury bills, who all are authorized. Individual persons like you, me, and others can avail the option of investing in treasury bills. Trust, firms, institutions, the commercial banks. RBI sells these bills via their banking platform called eKuber. Okay. Next is who can issue treasury bill. As I told you, only the central government. This point you have to always remember, that only central governments can issue treasury bill. State government is not allowed to issue them. State government can only issue government securities, or we call the dated securities, in the form of state developmental loans, SDL. Rest of this is issued by central government. Since they are issued by the government and there is zero default risk associated by them, and that is why they are called gilt edged securities, because there is no risk of default with them. Government will definitely pay you back your money and your investment is safe. So yeah friends, I hope the concept of treasury bills is clear to you. Just go through the slides once again, and now I'm winding up the video. Thank you so much for your patient listening.